Alright, this is the wheel off of my Corvette. It's the front passenger side wheel, and this tire exploded while the car was just sitting here parked in my garage. Now that can only mean one thing, it means the tires are old. I mean, that is crazy. I thought the tires were 2018. I thought that was the date code I saw, but apparently not, so I guess I'll re-look at these and figure out. These are the Firehawk Firestones SS10s. Pretty old. Actually, they don't make them anymore, so I thought it was 2018, but apparently I was wrong. If I would have known that, there's no way I would have drove this car. So who knows, maybe these tires are 20 years old. Just lucky it didn't happen while I was driving. So we picked up a thing of, I guess this is coal slag for sandblasting. Gonna clean these wheels up and give them a nice coat of paint before I get new tires for it. Step one, we gotta clean these up a little bit. Got the AC compressor going right now. So as you see, the back side is just not so bad, or not good at all. Front side, not too bad. We got it filled up. Let's go. Alright, day two. Couldn't show much. My camera ended up falling down, so I don't know how much you actually saw. But yeah, let's work on this pair of wheels. Man, you can see all the cracking going on from just the dry rot. Yeah, these tires were a lot older than I thought. Alright, so this is a good before. Let's sandblast and get the after. Now, I don't need to get it perfect. I found out yesterday I can use a wire wheel to get some of it off, but if I just get like the hard to reach areas off and a good majority with sandblasting, then we're good. And we still have like 3/4 of what we had yesterday, so. Alright, about halfway done with this back side of this rear wheel, and yeah, I mean it looks good. I can take it all the way down to the aluminum or whatever kind of material this is. I think it's aluminum or steel, one of those. But I can take it all the way down to that. Just the problem is my compressor just can't handle it, so I have to keep taking breaks. And yesterday I blew a circuit because I wasn't taking breaks, and I ran for like 2 hours straight and popped the circuit, so, or popped the breaker. But yeah, from what it looked like before to now, and it's like smooth. I still will sand it afterwards just to get a little bit of a cleaner finish, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But that's the pile of sand I use, and I can scoop it up and filter it and put it back into my blaster right here, so not too bad. Okay, now that the wheels are all blasted, this is the final product. It's pretty smooth, so what I'm going to do is take some sandpaper and just make sure, do a pass over it, make sure I got everything, and just make sure the primer has a good enough area to bite onto.
So I could have spent like another hour to clean it like all the way down, strip off all the rest of the surface rust and the primer, but I mean, I got most of the chunks. I didn't worry about the hub area or much of the area where you'll never see. Just kind of, I had to pick what was important to me, and the front side is important and the back part that you can see. So let's sand this down. Alright, these two wheels have been scuffed up. I hosed them off, so now I'm just letting them dry. Once they're dry, then I'll hit both sides with the epoxy primer. Now, in here we got set up the other pair of wheels that I did yesterday. They're epoxied on this side. Back sides, you already saw, they are primed black, and I'm keeping it that black. It's this Rust-Oleum semi-gloss protective enamel. Yeah. So we got to spray this side, and once again we're using this VHT wheel paint. This is the Ford Argent Silver. It should be close enough, especially since I'm going to have the hubcaps on, so you won't even see these. But yeah, let's start spraying. It's been a few days since the last clip. I have since got the wheels all painted and I got the new tires mounted on. So I went with the Cooper Cobra tires. Basically with these Corvettes, you really only have two options: Cooper Cobras or BF Goodrich. If you want to stay kind of like that true Corvette classic era. I decided to go with Cooper Cobra this time. They were about $100 cheaper in the end, and I mean, they're going to be just about identical to the BF Goodriches, especially if you don't have a lot of power and you're not pushing the tires. So really, I wouldn't know the difference. It's just paying for name. I definitely would prefer the BF Goodrich tires over the Cooper Cobras, but settle with this. I'll have to get tires in the future anyways, especially since I'm keeping this car, so by then, you know, I should be able to get the BF Goodriches. Don't worry about it, no problem. But the Cooper Cobras are nice. I mean, I've seen lots of reviews on them. They seem to be looking good. But here's how it looks in. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. The tire shop ended up taking the wheel weights off and installing them on the back side. It's a little dirty, don't mind it. But the wheel weights are on the back side, and he told me it's not as good of a balance as in the front, but it's a cleaner look, and for a car that you're not daily driving, it's totally okay. And you know, I agreed. So we took the wheel weights off. If you did see, I painted over the existing wheel weights, which was my fault. I should have took them off. So he took them off, and then once I got them back here, I just did a little touch-up area where the weights were, and you can't even tell. So ended up looking pretty good. It really transformed the look of this car. For the longest time since I've had this car driving, I haven't had the hubcaps on. I've had the ugly looking wheels, and now with the nice looking wheels and a nice looking set of tires, this car looks pretty good. So we have a few things left to do cosmetically in this near future. You know, one is being the trim for the side pipe area, that rocker cover area. I have them sitting over there. I need to paint them, and then I'm going to put them on. I'm going to paint them black, probably like a flat black, since this era didn't have the polished ones. The trim, I want to do something with this in the future. I believe, and I've been told, I think these are supposed to be black from the factory for a 79. But I like how this looks. So I think in the future I will polish these out we'll see. I have a kit to redo the steering wheel, so I'm going to do that in the near future for sure. Everything else in the interior is pretty good besides the dash, but... And then over here we got the hubcaps. I'll just carry this out. They're pretty nasty. I don't know. I don't really think they will clean up all that well, because this is chrome that it's flaking off. I don't know if I'll be able to clean these up. I know you can get a set of these, the reproduction ones. I've also heard that they don't really stay into place as well, so I don't know, I'll figure out what I want to do. I definitely want to get a set of hubcaps for these rally wheels. That's the way the car came to me, and that's the way I picture this car. This car has come a long way. It's been, I think, just over a year now that I've had this car. Somewhere about a year that I've owned this car. From sitting from 20 years to where it is now, where it's a driver. And it's looking the part too, just about. Yeah, much more to come still. I do have another project that I need to tackle before I get back to this. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.